Hey humans, little Jacob here. This is a new, I'm scaring everybody off. Apparently they used to have this place to themselves. There was a blue heron and some of those ducks that flew off. I see something up here on this log. Oh, you know what? That might be a deer carcass. At any rate, this is the Little La Crosse River. Never been here before. I've driven by this parking spot many times, and actually it's a long hike across the field. Ooh. To get down to here. But, yeah, trying to see what I'm seeing over on that log. Kind of looks like it might be part of a deer hide. Mostly wanted to check the rock scene. Kind of trying to keep myself calm per usual. Just had court. I would say it went well. The judge had to do his thing, find out if I'm competent to do a jury trial. And I love it when they ask me, because they usually don't, but he says, how many jury trials have you done? I said 6. Or he said, do you know how many you've done? I said 6. So, yeah, I know, I'm sounding a little too proud of myself for this fact that I've done all these jury trials, had all these crimes against me. Yes, they were all for criminal charges. I've never had a jury trial where I was represented. In fact, I didn't even ask for my first jury trial. The judge thought he was going to get me, and I'm just going to order, a trial. And I still remember when I showed up, I pretended like I wasn't ready. I'm like, Judge, can we continue it? And even back then, I think I was just trying to create kind of like, not prolong it because I was enjoying it, but like, okay, they want to have me. They're going to get me every bit I can give them. So, yeah, the judge is like, oh, no, you're not getting continuance. We're proceeding. And I'm like, okay. But I was ready, and I won. And that gave me my first taste of legal blood, you might say. Man, it does make you see things a little bit different when you start figuring things out a little bit. Yeah, when I'm in the thick of it, like when I'm scribbling down my motions, I'm sometimes a little too into it, enjoying the game, the challenge, the fight. And then other times it's just like soul sickening to be like reading through this shit and like, this is where we've come. All this stupid minutia, all this pretense, total pretense. Hey, we wrote this down, therefore it is. No, it all boils down to violence, people. There's no natural, thing that says, oh, someone wrote something down on paper, now you have to live by it. And these people have say over your life. No, that's all pretend. And we go along with it to avoid the violence. At any rate, the DA did make an offer. It looked like it was going to be like a fine and like deferred prosecution agreement for like 30 months. And basically it's like a probation. You can't do, and he wanted the bond conditions to be in effect for 30 months, so 2.5 years. You can't call the police. You can't call them at all unless it's a legitimate emergency. Who decides what's legitimate? They do. So, yeah, this is the DA that is claiming that they are... This DA is claiming to be my victim. They are a complainant in a Monroe County case against me. And for that case, they got a special prosecutor. But he didn't recuse himself. Dude, if you are my victim, then why are you going to be a prosecutor in a case against me. 2 cases, because they brought more charges. They just figure if they pile them up deep enough that I'm going to cave. And I'm not going to say that that could be an effective strategy against some people. And, you know, I even told my buddy, I said, I would probably even consider the deferred prosecution agreement just to avoid the potential of having to sit in that cage. I've said it and I will say it now, and those who know me know this is no casual bluff. If I go to jail for my free speech, I will be doing the same hunger strike that I do every other time. And so far it results in them taking me away, but there's no guarantee that they'll do that. There's no Amber in Monroe County. That's the nurse who saved me in Marquette County. Those jailers, they weren't going to save me. She saved me by contacting her doctor, and her doctor said, send him to the ER now. So, there's no guarantee. I'm not getting any younger. My grandpa died at 55, massive heart attack. I'm 52. I'm over-caffeinated. That's my problem. I just had that dawning realization. I'm like, yeah, but Grandpa, he smoked and he drank all that coffee. I'm like, ooh. What's in the coffee? It's the caffeine. Yeah. At any rate, and stress. Let's face it, I can say how resilient I am to stress all day long, and believe me, I've had my share. I feel like I can handle quite a bit at this stage, and if I make it through this year, my resilience is going to be off the chart. I mean, I've been arrested 6 times in the last 10 months, and they took all my stuff at my business. And then they took all my stuff out at Sumac. And facing 37 criminal charges. They're still threatening to take my stuff in Lafarge at Green Roof. They're just going to... People tell me, am I a targeted individual? Does it matter if I'm on some list that says targeted individuals, target these people? Does it matter if that's the case or if they simply are doing this to you? I mean, let's face it, I cussed the cops. People would say I trolled them hard. And they're trying to let me know you're not going to get away with that. This is a gang. This is not about justice. This is about their feeling. Oh, you offended them. They're going to show me that they got the power to use against me. And I'll just defend myself to the best of my ability without giving them a pretense to unalive me. Because believe me, I think most people know that would be the easiest thing for them. The best thing in this situation, for as bad as they've screwed up, is for me to be unalive. That would make things so much simpler for them. At any rate, I wasn't going to stay long. I really just kind of wanted to walk down and assess the rock situation. It looked like there might have been some rock bars somewhere up and down Little La Crosse River so that I could go and check it out, but I don't want to get these shoes wet. They took so much of my stuff, and yeah, I'd want to have some rubber boots and a clearer mind. But if you ever between Sparta and Caston, Little La Crosse River, public hunting and fishing grounds, Wisconsin DNR. Sport Fish Restoration, Federal Aid and Fish Restoration Project. Yeah, they threw some fish down and then they put up their little plaque. That probably cost more money than anything. Yeah, there is no maintenance here. That's kind of common on some of these little parking spots. It's maintained as much as people are using it. Wonder what's that there.